Hey Al, so the news just dropped about ZhongLi's adjustment. So Mihoyo is basically saying they heard everybody, right? All these adjustments that they have listed here for us, again, these are not final, so they're all subjected to change, but they will be dropping in patch 1.3. So 1.3 is basically going to be in mid-February. So first one is that they're changing his burst talent. So instead of just doing 33% more damage as only his max HP for his burst, it seems like his normal charge and plunging attack will also be increased by 1.39% of his max HP. So shown here, left side is going to be the changes. Right side is what's happening right now. Overall, I mean, what, 20,000 HP, 1.39%, 139 damage for every hit. And again, his Stone Steely with his elemental skill, resonance, holding damage will basically be increased by 1.9% of his max HP too. So left side is the adjustments and the right side is what's happening right now. He will still maintain the 33% more damage based on his max HP for his burst damage too. So overall, this first change to him is basically going to increase his damage output on everything. So attack, charge, plunge, elemental skill, and elemental burst still stays the same. But overall, buffs across the board for ZhongLi. Okay, number two, what do we have here? So when he's holding on to his elemental skill, so post after effect, if he doesn't have his Stone Sealy summon, just holding the elemental skill will also do the big AoE geo damage as well as just summon his Sealy all at the same time. And changes to his shield is that instead of just doing 250% more geo damage absorption, it's now doing a 150% physical damage and elemental damage absorption. Does that mean elemental as in all the elemental now? Again, this adjustment will also greatly increase his interruption resistance when he's holding onto the skill. So left side, he's getting smacked, but he's not being thrown away. Right side, again, interrupts him. All right, next one on the list, it seems like they're going to basically change the Geo Resonance party setup. So this is when you have at least 2 Geo units in your party. This is a pretty good change. Like the shield strength alone. So shield strength, that means all the shields. So the elemental crystallized shields are increased by 15%, and all the Geo shields that they all create is basically increased too. So again, you have to be protected. If you are protected by the shield, your damage is increased by 50%, and the damage to the enemies will decrease their Geo Resonance by 20% for 15 seconds. So not 10 seconds, 6 seconds like superconductor or anything, 15 seconds. So that means it doesn't have to be the Geo character. So it means any character that's protected by a shield will basically get 15% damage increase. Not attack, but damage dealt. Second thing is they're basically changing all Geo shields from just having 250% Geo damage absorption to 150% physical and elemental damage absorption. So like I said, I'm curious if they meant like all the elemental. So this effect includes, again, shields created by Zhongli's elemental skill, Noel, and all the shields that you basically pick up from the Geo crystallized. So again, the main focus here is not to just improve Zhongli's gameplay alone, but again, to overlook at how the shield mechanics are working right now and the Geo playstyles overall. I really like this part right here. This change right here that they're working on, like, this is really good for 15 seconds. Again, it's just Geo, but you got to think about it, like, Ningguang already does so much damage as a Geo burst. Like, imagine this is to set her up even more. I mean, given that Anemo Viridescent doesn't really work with the Geo, does it? I mean, if it does, it just adds even more shredding for Ningguang. And what, we have Albedo coming out soon too. He looks like he's a burst straight up damage Geo character too. He doesn't even look like he's gonna plan to sit back and support like ZhongLi. So this is really, I mean you really think about it, right? Patch 1.3, right? They're saying it's gonna come out at 1.3. So we got until mid-February. So until then, like, none of this is gonna change anything. So 2 whole months from now, we're all gonna basically, if you pull for ZhongLi, you're basically gonna look like the right side. Nothing's gonna change. Even if you have the Geos, you're all going to be the original effect. But in 1.3, if anything changes or they keep it exactly like this is huge buffs across the board for ZhongLi and Geo characters. Like this alone. Again, you do have to be protected by a shield to get this increased damage, right? But how long does a shield last on somebody? Again, and just by dealing damage to the enemies, you basically decrease their Geo Resonance by 20% for 15 seconds. Not 6 seconds, but for 15 seconds. And again, how long does a shield last on somebody? So this is super good overall. Again, we love shields, right? Shields, they keep you alive. You don't have to run a healer if you don't take any damage to your HP pool, right? And on top of that, it has 150% physical damage absorption now too, and elemental damage. So I wonder if they meant all elemental damage. So Geo characters are basically just the king of the shields right now then. So it doesn't matter if it's Geo damage hitting you, Cryo, Prio, Hydroid, Geo shields, the natural Geo shields created by ZhongLi Noel and stuff like that. They're basically king of the shields right now. Again, all of these stuffs are subjective to change, but I'm super excited for this buff. I think this is a huge step in the right direction. It's not gonna put ZhongLi completely on like on pair with like, like a Dulak or Tile DPS. But again, this does increase his damage to be like a bruiser type. He's really tanky. All of his damage or these new changes scales off his max HP. So people with like 50,000 ZhongLi HP, they're going to see some pretty significant DPS and gain from this. On top of that, he's going to keep everything that he has. So right now, the way he's doing, they're going to keep everything that he has. But on top of that, just give him more damage overall. Like, these are some pretty good changes. All right, but links will be down in the description below if you want to check this out or read by yourself. But yeah, I like how Mihoyo is handling this. I understand that they finally released this after ZhongLi's banner is basically going to end, but this still gives people a few days to pull him if they really want, and look forward to his buff. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of this. I think this is super good. Again, all of this is subjective to change. Until then, mid-February, we're just going to have to wait and see, but Mihoyo is taking the right step. They are communicating this and they are providing us information how ZhongLi is going to get buffed and how they're going to buff the Geo characters overall. So props to Mihoyo for taking the right steps. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's all I have for you guys. Till next time.